Hi, I'm Daniel Sturridge and you're watching Redmen TV.
One player I want to talk about, we touched upon it earlier, I guess it's kind of got to be done. Emre Can, it's a weird one, Aubrey, because we were saying like literally a week ago that if we're playing a back three, Emre Can's best position that we've seen him at Liverpool is on the right side of that back three. But yet again, we've seen another example of, we see the best and worst of Emre Can in that position. He's got the space to run into and he supports the attack really well, playing defender stroke, midfielder stroke, right winger. But in terms of going the other way...
Sometimes left winger.
Oh, yeah, just go mad.
Where's he going there?
But there's that, look, he completely switches off for Rudiger Sted's first goal. That's another example of where I don't know where Emre Can's best position is for Liverpool.
I don't think Rodgers does. I don't think any Liverpool fan does. He's one of those ones who people love. I'm kind of in the middle on him. I'm not. I don't dislike him. I'm made up that we have a German international who, because Germany are the best squad at the moment around. You know, he's confident and he's so good on the ball. Doesn't really do much in football matches though. And I, like you say, we talk about it. The few times he's played holding mid for us, or the few times he's played in the centre mid, he's not been great. He has had his best performances as the right of a back three, but he's not a centre back.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think like a centre back, so he doesn't do the stuff, the basics of what a centre back should do, which is don't let the big tall fella run and have a header on the ball. Like, don't just stand there.
Don't switch up. Don't stop moving when the ball gets played.
Don't pass him off to someone else who isn't going to pick it up. And his communication isn't there at all. He doesn't talk to whoever it is he's playing in the back line with. But he does look good in an offensive way from that, and that's because he's getting so much space on the ball and time, which he doesn't get in the midfield, because obviously they're not going to... Teams don't mark your centre-backs normally.
He's such a class act, we keep saying it. He is that Rolls Royce type player, you know what I mean, or the Bentley of a player that he... You know, when he gets up and moving and he's in, he's like, you know, he's got shades of Yaya Toure when he's in possession. He's charging forward with it. He's got class, but again, he still looks too raw for midfield to be relied on. He doesn't look defensive minded enough to cover us in a defensive sense. He's playing fucking right back for Germany, which we've all written him off for last season because he was woeful at times at right back. I don't know what the answer is. There's definitely a player there though.
There is. From the few times I've seen him in midfield, I agree with Aubrey. I don't think he's been good enough. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said you see the best and worst of Emre Can at right centre back. I have got a feeling now that could be his position, because he's still just a kid at the end of the day, and you can train him not to fucking switch off at the back.
Can Liverpool train him in the defensive aspects though? That's the question.
Well, that's the tough question. Yeah. I think he'll be given time there, because what he does bring going forwards, for those times that he does switch off, will hopefully have scored goals because of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he'll be given time to learn that position, because his attributes when he's on the ball really do add something to this team. You know, and that's in a transition from defence to midfield to attack. And you know, I think if you can cut out the errors, and he's young enough to cut out those errors, that's what I think a lot of people are forgetting now, is that he's a midfielder at the moment playing centre back, but if he plays there for a full solid season, he'll essentially be a centre back playing centre back.
Yeah.
You know, and that comes down to it. And you know, the more he plays with skill, and the more he plays with Saka, and the more he plays with Mignolet and Klein, we're going to see the best out of Emre Can. And I think that now maybe Rodgers has made the decision that under Brendan Rodgers, Emre Can will be a centre back.
So long as we play today at the back.
As long as we're playing.
Yeah, because at the minute I think Joe Gomez should be knocking on the door for that position.
He just doesn't. Yeah, defensively, you know, I'd even be tempted to go Joe Gomez comes in when our backs are against the wall.
Yeah.
But Emre Can comes in for the home fixtures, if you will, because he does offer us that much more than Joe Gomez.
I suppose that's the question, isn't it? Is that, like, Joe Gomez, is it easier to train defensive work or attacking work? And the answer is defensive work, theoretically, because I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's true at Liverpool.
As long as you've got time on the training pitch, you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Gomez, he's not got the confidence to stride out with the ball yet. Again, this is another kid.
I think we saw a little bit of it when we went to three at the back a few weeks ago, and he played on the right side of the.
I thought he was much better in the centre.
Yeah, well, against Bordeaux, but when he played, I can't remember what game it was, when he played on the right side of the back three, and he was sound, because I guess you don't really need your right sided centre half 25 yards from goal per se. I think it's open to debate at the minute. I don't think there's a right answer or a wrong answer, but I think it's probably boiling it down to exactly what you're saying there, is that Emre Can definitely offers more going forward, but if Liverpool, let's put it this way, if Liverpool are able to start scoring goals again with Daniel Sturridge back in the team and get a partnership with Ings and Coutinho's chipping in more, it's probably going to be more important to seal it up at the other end, because on another day, like the Aston Villa game being the perfect example of it, they could have easily scored 3 or 4 goals of their own in that, and only good work's
I think
what
it comes down to for me is that, you know, we've said this for 2 years now, you don't mess around with your back three or your back four very often. You know, you should be trying to keep that unit together, and, you know, there's a place for Joe Gomez in that back three, but not at the moment, not if they're all fit. You know, we want them to play as a 5, as a 3, as many times as they can. Yeah. You know, if we can continue to score goals, then it won't really matter too much.
It feels to me like one of those situations that's going to resolve itself by chance in some respects. Kind of like the way Ings, you know, has come in and taken his opportunity with Benteke getting injured. It might be that Emre Can something's forced to happen. Joe Gomez comes back into the side and absolutely nails down that position. But I don't think you're right. It's not necessarily something you change, because as far as ceilings go, you know, Joe Gomez has got as high. I think he's got as high a ceiling as you can have as a defender. But I think Emre Can's, because of what else he can do on the pitch, I think his ceiling will therefore be higher. So he's probably worth the gamble to some extent. No, but it's an interesting one anyway. It's just a shame, because, like I say, I don't want any more question marks over Emre Can. I want to start seeing what he can do. I want to see him improving. But it's just those little moments of just madness at the back where completely goes blank. Yeah. And it's costing us goals. Liverpool don't need that. No. Yeah, exactly. You know, exactly that. If Liverpool don't get all 3 points against Aston Villa, I think, you know, there's a lot of people who would be wondering why we even question it, because everyone blindly loves Emre Can. There would be massive questions getting asked about him if we'd not managed to score those goals, and ultimately he's that is, because I've said before, Rudiger Stead can beat anybody in the air, and the second goal that he scores is just a phenomenal header. You know, you'd like to see Xhaka maybe do more, but it's a great header. Things happen. The first goal is just shit defending, and that's, you know what I mean. I think we've got away with that to some extent. Always interested in your thoughts on that. Actually, let us know. On Emre, where do you think his best position is? You can email Tom at redmentv.com, or in the comments, or tweet us at redmentv, of course. Thanks for watching that little segment there. Do let us know your thoughts on Emre Can, of course. If you want to watch the full show, we discussed all kinds of things on the Final Word show, and we've got RMTV question time, where we answer some of your questions in full depth and detail. Go to the redmentv.com. We'll annotate to it at the end of the video. It's boss. It's free for the month, and then it's just £2 a month, which is for all. See you there.